Pierre, I can't. I can't take the suit. You will need it too. I don't feel right. Stay with me.
I see it now. We were all so entertained. We didn't see what was getting ready in the shadow. No, leave them alone. Looks like scientific documents, but I can't decipher what's written. This nightmare again. Pierre's tape collection. Insomnia will be a nice excuse to put it in order. Might even find some of the music he made for me. I could use the comforting. Completely locked. Damn. When dust settles on your sport trophies, it doesn't mean you are getting younger. Where are you going, Elise? I can't leave without my tape player. Nothing. Nah, maybe later. It's good to keep some rituals. Dear toothpaste, you are breathtaking. I could use a good shower when this feeling of being observed will stop. Pierre's special mess room. I can't believe one can own so many trinkets. I remember he got stuck once when the electricity shut down in the city. You come with me, my friend. It would get lonely without you.
One, two. Works? Gene. I'm finally starting to understand what's going on here with the electricity. A priori, everything revolves around the lighthouse. I consulted many old newspapers, and the village gazette told me that St. Exel was very poorly served by electricity and regularly suffered severe power cuts. I knew that it was a very isolated village, which is what makes it so charming, but I hadn't thought of that. Half of the articles in the gazette are devoted ended up in the other half lines connected to the building, which are capable of producing electricity thanks to this has enabled the village of equipment is out of order. Fourth day that I'm stuck. I'm not gonna make it, Pierre. They terrify me. I don't know what to do. They hunt me like an animal. They have taken on a human form, but there is nothing human about them. They come out of nowhere without you expecting it and materialize in a kind of elusive black vapor. And I can't do anything against them. I don't know how to fight them. I found a weapon, but I'm struggling to use it, and I'm always out of bullets. There's even more of them at night. They swarm like cockroaches. I have to shut myself up at home as soon as night falls. And they prevent me from leaving this cursed village, Pierre. As soon as I try to leave St. Exel, they arrive by the thousands and they get me. If they catch me, I wake up in my bed and it's been hours, maybe even a whole day. I'm their prisoner. I would like to tell you about the bracelet you gave me right after we arrived here. You found that gem on the beach and crafted it into this beautiful piece of jewelry. You told me that you felt that this pebble had something special, that it radiated. Well, you were right, you know. He protects me from the monsters I told you about. If I smack it against the ground, it produces a shock wave that violently repels ghosts. Sometimes he can even dissolve them when they attack me. He is so strong that I decided to name him Rocky, since it's a rock. But Rocky, if I shoot a gun in his ear, he can even start a thunderstorm. At that moment, I feel transported to another reality, to another time. Once calm returns, I have the impression that it only lasted a few seconds, whereas about 15 minutes had actually passed. Better to use it sparingly. Sometimes I feel like he's almost alive. He gets lazy at the end of the day, especially if I made him work a lot. But, hey, nothing a good night's sleep can't fix. Anyway, all that to say that he reminds me a bit of you. I can't take this dream anymore. I wake up in this dusty tunnel-shaped cave. It is essentially made up of some kind of light-absorbing rocks, like the ones the insides of a planet would create. I go through this hallway and come across the ghosts that haunt me. But this time they don't try to catch me. There are also military and scientific equipment. I can't tell if they are studying or planning to attack something. A sheet of heavy smoke waits for me at the end, and it's too thick to see behind, and I'm attracted like a moth is to light. The closer I get to the exit, the more I hear ringing, until I realize it's my alarm and I wake up like 8 a.m. If somebody finds this journal, I've gone nuts apparently, or
My life turned into an item. Round and round we go, stuck at the same track. It's so dusty here. I could use a vacuum to clean the vacuum. Forgot I found this old journal around town yesterday. Apparently they installed a secondary generator in the old lighthouse years ago. The extra current could help me out in my search for the other inhabitants. Let's check it out today. I can't believe we moved with all these books. The worst part is, we most likely have doubles. Need to grab my things first. At least I know I can always find the things I leave in here. Brand new, and a superb tool to stay busy. If I get you back, I'll let you have the remote. I promise. After each storm, all you have to do is stoop to collect wood. Free heating. Another undeniable friend. It would be easy to get lost without it. I am a living experiment on sugar. I forgot it was here. Well, now I can clean the first one. Completely locked. I left my gun in the shanty yesterday. Time to get it back. It's probably dry now. Without you, I wouldn't stand a second out there. Last time was very close. I need to keep up with my training. The former owner had to do a lot of tinkering to screw up such a mess. Go. And the last one. Now, let's warm up for some dodging. With all these storms, the previous tenant didn't know what to do with all the wood coming out of fallen trees. Okay, I'm ready. Now! Better be faster. Now, rappel training. Next time, you will think twice about getting in my safe space. I'm glad this thing recharges during the night. Training's over. Getting out there seems a little bit less scary now. Can't open without more stable electricity. Nothing interesting in this old garage anyway.
Tu m'avais manqué. Mange un grand bol de spécial crabs avant et après t'être lavé les dents.
This watch creeps me out. I love the atmosphere of the streets of the village with this staging. Too bad this is now linked to where my nightmare started. I better be home before the night.
Tu es mon seul ami.
Thomas Levins. Fixing pipes is all right. Now try with my life. When things get back to normal, you'll have plenty to do, my friend. Nah, nothing of interest in these cars. Completely locked. Completely locked. I loved that statue. Well, before the cult vandalized it. They love leaving these tape boxes for their propaganda. Listen to us. Join the devoted. Maybe I should listen to it. They really wanted to prevent us from following them. They've put it beyond repair during their escape. The soldiers were perfectly organized and cut off all access. We had almost zero chance of escaping this mass kidnapping. Like sheep in the dark. Completely locked. I can still smell the perfume of stamps and papers. But no one will come to pick up the mail tonight. Really wanted to prevent us from following them. Ahead, Boisseau's Park and the beach. Left, St. Exel's Church. It won't open from this side.
Ne m'oublie pas. Yu-Gi-Oh!
You again? Really need to get better at dodging these attacks. At the edge of this cliff stands the famous flower house of St. Exel. It was given by its owner to the village, which still contributes to maintaining the quality of its gardens. Still inhabited, the building is regularly open for heritage events. In a different scenario, I would have stayed here for hours with a book. You have to admit, the view is quite nice. Apparently someone was moving when everything stopped. This door has no handle. This door can be unlocked from the other side. When you care for plants, time flies. I wish it was that simple. The lighthouse! I'm getting closer. The village really isn't investing in its infrastructure, and storms make it even more problematic. This tree was marked to be felled. It could make a nice bridge. It's hurt, but that won't be enough. A storm could help. It doesn't seem to have awakened them. Psilocybe phosphorus, recognizable by its phosphorescent dress. It made its appearance a short time ago. With its lightning growth capacity, it is able to grow in a single day. Interesting. Maybe I should gather some of these. Hope the police will not catch me with these shrooms. I can still picture the fishermen landing their daily catch of crabs and fish. Ugh, too bad I don't have change for these tourist traps. This door can be unlocked from the other side. think I'm going to need a lever. This buoy clearly defines what St. Exel is. A small, isolated fishing village where time seems slowed down or even frozen. A usually calm place where the haunting sound of the waves punctuates your day. This tree couldn't resist the force of the last storm. Someone stole the circuit breaker. This door requires electricity. You are facing the lighthouse named Le Crane. The lighthouse was built in 1835, a veritable directional beacon for the sailors of the coast of St. Exel. It was nonetheless decommissioned in 1983. It is only in 1988 that Le Crane was put in service again, welcoming a hydraulic generator that supplies the village. It's like someone just came for this incredible spectacle and forgot his bicycle. But these things were not here before the attack. Apparently, multiple people were working here. Le Crane. Why did you have to be so grim? Bit unexpected for a lighthouse. These cables go all the way to the ceiling. So, this is where the electricity of St. Exel is largely generated. The turbine shouldn't be too far. Looks like a lot of security for simple maintenance equipment. This is a complete mess. It's like they pushed everything to the side to make room for something else. It automatically locked the doors behind me. This panel seems to monitor the pressure within the turbines. Only the first one appears to be working correctly. attacks. Local police apparently suspect the cult has started kidnapping people. It is indeed curious so many people would disappear without leaving a note. Their last ritual site is located near the lighthouse, at the Point des Mâles. It might be worth checking out. Someone left a note for his coworkers. Franck is so fed up that we keep forgetting his birthday that he has set the day and the month as the padlock code. Can someone change that back to the inauguration date? Watchtower schedule and system monitoring. The entire workforce is listed on the board. Something is written here, too. Could anyone pick up Frank's shifts for the upcoming weeks? Nicholas system? That's probably where the town's additional current is monitored. I can probably restart the system from here once the pressure is fixed. It's a bit much for just a common lighthouse. So, they had to make space for these machines? They do not seem to belong in a lighthouse. Good thing nobody can find them here. It's completely dark in here. Is missing here. This van is locked good.
exil, this message is for you. I know our local authorities have been breaking their backs, picturing us as fools. Do not listen to this nonsense. Our actions are dedicated to all of you. Once the day comes, those who denied will be remembered. All ceremony. This Friday brings the world to rights. It's the only way now. Right. Of birthday from the departed boat. Departed boat. Of birthday from the departed boat. Join us in the writing of birthday from the departed boat. Let's put the world to rights.
Breaking these chains will require a stronger force. Breaking these chains will require a stronger force. I have to wait a bit for the gem to recharge. I have to wait a bit for the gem to recharge.
Trop ouf. Mange au moins 5 fruits et légumes par jour, entre 2 bols de spécial crabs. Sois fort. Et dis à maman et papa d'acheter plus de spécial crabs.
From the depth of the sea, his anger spreads through our families. This sounds terrifying. Wondering what's that thing they mention all the time. Despite the mess the protesters left behind, you're still offering comfort, aren't you? Celine, the 30th of December, 1966. 27 is a really young age to go. Franck, the 19th of March, 1967. This is one of the places of contemplation in St. Exel. It was vandalized just before everything went down. Damien, the 28th of June, 1971. This one looks like it came back from a long trip. Stop, can you? So, what is your code, Frank? All right. Should work better with that on. It's completely stuck. Documents on this desk look much more confidential than the previous ones. This place appears to be a government cell dedicated to recording underwater sound activity off the village. And this has been going on for a while. But I don't see what they're trying to find. They appear to be studying something at the bottom of the sea that is moving at precise coordinates. On April 17th, 1991, they recorded a signal which they define as organic. The signal was recorded on a cassette to be sent urgently to the DGSE because this would jeopardize the military security of the country. But one of the lighthouse maintenance staff apparently stole the tape. They quickly managed to identify him and where he lives. Wait, this is my house. This door can be unlocked from the other side. Completely locked. Now that the town's current is better, I can access the house's attic again. Wow, a projector. I thought I would forget its existence with my school years. What is it doing down here? I almost never set foot in here. There's gotta be something. What? What is that? I can't believe all this was under the house. What was he doing here? Wait. Isn't it exactly the same gem I have attached on my bracelet? Where did he find it? He was apparently willing to ship it to be analyzed? Let's shed some light on this.
If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue my investigation. Well, at least I hope. My name is Matthew Banks, and I started this work about a year ago. As stated in my previous reports, I infiltrated the lighthouse last month, but they just found out that a tape was missing, and I think they're on to me now. I used to borrow tapes during the night, but this time they noticed before I could bring them back. I didn't have time to use the new filtering machine, but I left the tape inside it. I hope it's safe there with you. Since I have to leave, I prepared the way for you, and I have regrouped all of my ongoing work onto 3 different boards, each including a guiding tape. The first one gathers my studies on the audio signal coming from the oceanic floor, which was the reason our interest was piqued by St. Exel in the first place. The second board will give you more details on the local cult, whose believers call themselves the Devoted. The third board is about Operation White Medusa, which is probably why you're here now. We are now definitely forced to recognize that the village of St. Exel is the center of great political and scientific interest, as we first suspected. I hate to leave like this, but I'm afraid my time has come. During the last 2 weeks, the lighthouse had trouble acquiring new information from ashore. Apparently some kind of technology has been jamming their signal. Is there some kind of expert trying to hack the operation? I'll leave it to you to find out.
Passports? Money from different countries? This man was not your usual anybody. Oh. And there's also boat tickets to leave for Plymouth, England. He was planning on leaving. Just wasn't sure when. What is this folder? Your next objective. I'll study that during the night. A bit of reading always helps. What is it? I'll study that during the night. A bit of reading always helps.
In 1977, an ultra-low frequency sound was picked up by scientists south of the Atlantic Ocean. But no one succeeded in identifying the structural composition of this acoustic phenomenon, and many theories were put forward. Spy submarine, human aeronautical activities on the surface, or even tests of explosives resonating through the abyss. The case remained closed for 2 years, until a second sound was recorded 2,000 kilometers from Namibia. This time, the subject worried specialists. The position of the two recordings suggests the movement of something. In 1984, the sound was picked up again, several times around the Bermuda Triangle. Governments in many countries decided to classify all information about this issue as confidential, and the general public was kept away. While tracking other countries' progress, our secret services discovered in '86 that the French government was particularly interested in the matter, and that they put in motion a special program called Rorqual, a scientific project mainly dedicated to the understanding of unknown oceanic noises. We then decided in 1987, based on what we found in the village of St. Exel, and considering that this last signal was recorded off the coast of French Brittany, that it made perfect sense for me to start our investigation here. During my time, I discovered a platform for listening and monitoring seismic activities at the heart of the lighthouse. Only recently, and thanks to an information trading deal I made with the cult, I got myself recruited there as a maintenance agent. It allowed me to find that the lighthouse crew is, in fact, following the movement of an object which turns out to be a French military submarine. So was it only a submarine that we tracked from the beginning? But its movements are inconsistent. How did it produce this noise that we regularly pick up? I copied a lot of tapes and left them inside the hideout, but they're all still encrypted. I was hoping to get more information from it, but I spotted a car in front of the house tonight, and it's clearer than ever now that my time to leave has come. Infiltrating the cell in the heart of the lighthouse made me realize that the French government is very concerned about the development of the situation here in St. Exel. The development of the sect, as well as the growing anomalies observed in the population and nature, are monitored in a sustained manner. They came to realize that if they do not act, this situation will eventually draw the attention of the entire country to St. Exel. I had, in my hands, documents detailing an operation called White Medusa, the purpose of which was to methodically isolate and capture everybody in the village. Do they think that the people here are all sick or contaminated with something? Or do they mean to sweep this affair under the rug? They seem to foresee 2 possible scenarios for carrying out Operation White Medusa. As if by coincidence, There are incidentally 2 events which attract almost all the population in the same place. The village festival, which takes place during a whole weekend, or a fair organized by the village school. I was able to reconstruct on the map the assaults considered in each of these possible scenarios. A large number of troops will be deployed, and they can easily prevent anyone from escaping by blocking the main accesses and roads. They will proceed using heavy trucks and toxic gas to control and direct the crowd toward them. The inhabitants of St. Exel have a Damocles sword over their head, but they don't know of its existence, nor when it will fall. In many areas, the life in St. Exel has deteriorated sharply in recent years. Local studies tend to show that nature has adopted an abnormal behavior. Some species started proliferating more than before, while others suffered the opposite effect. Some animals became aggressive towards humans, and some bird species completely migrated and left the region for good. We've also seen a lot of upheaval in the behavior of inhabitants of the village and their health. Ultimately, it led to many people leaving, which left only the ones who didn't have a choice. A real change is taking place, and no one seems to understand where it's coming from. Additionally, these extraordinary happenings have been rumored in the region, which isn't improving the situation. The village has become a place of attraction for people bathed in pseudosciences, esoteric and the occult, to say the least. They now see this place as a central home to their mythology. One movement eventually took over the others and established itself as the popular cult, the Devoted. They managed to obtain this importance by being omnipresent in their protests. They vandalized sites in large areas surrounding the village, which made the local press very keen on showcasing them, and ultimately helped a great deal in converting more people to their cause. According to my research, it is governed by a certain Aurora K. I couldn't find a lot of information regarding her, but managed to steal some pictures by following her after a public meeting with the population. She built her movement on the belief in the existence of an abysmal entity which would sow its harmful influence over the region and towards the inhabitants of St. Exel. To calm this underwater entity, they tirelessly seek the culprits for this curse. They unearth and send ashore on deteriorating ships coffins containing the bodies of people who have always lived here. If the boat returns and runs aground on the coast, the person and their family are pardoned. I haven't seen it yet, but it looks like they've shifted into high gear by sending people who are still alive to sea. These are just rumors, and people who go missing may have simply decided to leave the area. They never communicated their plans with me regarding the future of their protest, and I'm not sure where they'll meet yet. My theory is that they'll probably regroup either near the White Manor or the local church.
submarine? In danger? What was the lighthouse doing?
In 1977, an ultra-low frequency sound was picked up by scientists south of the Atlantic Ocean. But no one succeeded in identifying the structural composition of this acoustic phenomenon, and many theories were put forward. Spy submarine, human aeronautical activities on the surface, or even tests of explosives resonating through the abyss. The case remained closed for 2 years until a second sound was recorded 2,000 kilometers from Namibia. This time, the subject worried specialists. The position of the two recordings suggests the movement of something. In 1984, the sound was picked up again, several times around the Bermuda Triangle. Governments in many countries decided to classify all information about this issue as confidential, and the general public was kept away. While tracking other countries' progress, our secret services discovered in '86 that the French government was particularly interested in the matter, and that they put in motion a special program called Rorqual, a scientific project mainly dedicated to the understanding of unknown oceanic noises. We then decided in 1987, based on what we found in the village of St. Exel, and considering that this last signal was recorded off the coast of French Brittany, that it made perfect sense for me to...
It looks like some of Pierre's homemade music for me. I thought it was lost since the moving in. I love that music.
Start our investigation here. During
My lava lamp. I love it. Pierre probably hid it here, out of reach. Can't believe he'd think it's just a passing trend. Poor guy never understood anything about home decor.
time, I discovered a platform for listening and monitoring seismic activities at the heart of the...
This suit. I was in the attic with him when everybody disappeared. I remember wearing it, but we just had one.
Lighthouse. Only recently, and thanks to an information trading deal I made with the cult, I got myself recruited there as a maintenance agent. It allowed me to find that the lighthouse crew is, in fact, following the movement of an object which turns out to be a French military submarine. So was it only a submarine that we tracked from the beginning? But its movements are inconsistent. How did it produce this noise that we regularly pick up? I copied a lot of tapes and left them inside the hideout, but they're all still encrypted. I was hoping to get more information from it, but...
Honey, I finally finished my restoration project for this arcade machine. And I've got a challenge for you. I know you love a good one, so try to beat my best score. You will win something I'm sure will bring back good memories. Here. I'm sure I know what it is. I could attach it to my gun.
That my time to leave has come.
Next time, you'll take the bus. Damn it! Damn it. take the bus. This game? Take that, dear. Oh? I heard a sound behind the arcade. Damn. You always know how to surprise me. Nothing. His voice still echoes in my head. I need to know more. Let's find that antenna on the village beach. This tape recorder is helpful during late nights. Don't judge me, Pierre. It's my only way to hear a human voice now. The door is locked up. I miss listening to Pierre. He always used crazy effects on his guitar. A little perfection for the road. Since the day of the attack, I stopped counting. Not sure it matters anyway. The closed cover is moving, but not enough so I can see. If only there was a gust of wind. Long time no see, Boisseau's Park. Nothing. Park mausoleums were not spared by the cult either. They are a real scourge for this village. Completely locked. Ahead, the beach and Assumption Church. Right, viewpoint. I am the repairman in charge of fixing this gate. I've found a way to supply current to this unpredictable electrical panel. I've linked it to one of the small wind generators we have in the village. As long as there is wind, there will be current. Only issue is that while I was fixing it, one of those freaking birds stole the key from my van. If you find them, please bring them to my office. Mr. Levins. Beach access and renovation.
Donc voilà.
Only one destination for you, my bag.
Tu la laisses pas s'échapper. Je la veux.
I could not finish fixing this fence because the damn bird stole my van's key, where all my tools are. I've been trying to get them back, but it's nested high up, and I can't seem to attract it. If you manage to get my keys back, please call me at the number written on my truck, Mr. Levins. I'm going to need something to break those. I feel that the wind turbine is going to need a little help from me to launch. Sweet! It was enough to start the turbine. Amongst birds living in the park, you will find the Corvus picatrix. I know you, you little flying thief. They keep their precious loot inside their beak, which makes it really hard to get back. To prevent such situations, scarecrows were installed by local farmers.
Solve this puzzle and win a coin to use in George's workshop. We often forget the path that brings us back to the finish, to the beginning, to the start. Yes, to the start.
I don't think I can get used to it. That will teach you to look at me sideways. I'm going to need something to break those. Take that! Birdie should feel free to leave its nest now. Now I need to attract it. The people of St. Exil suffered so much in recent years. It's moving to see that they tried their best to maintain the festivals and other traditions. Birdie, it's between you and me now. Amongst birds living in the park, you will find the Corvus picatrix. I know you little flying. They keep their precious. To prevent such situations, scarecrows were installed by local farmers.
If you're listening to this, you are probably the person sent by the office to continue my investigation. Well, at least I hope.
Let's take a walk. Just you and me. Completely locked. Now that the scarecrows are gone, I need something to attract it. Now that the scarecrows are gone, I need something to attract it. Now that the scarecrows are gone, I need something to attract it. Half the day has
T'es
already
mal,
passed
Steve.
by. This door can be unlocked from the other side. Psilocybe phosphorus. Recognizable by its phosphorescent dress, with its lightning growth capacity, it is able to... Interesting. Maybe I should gather some of these. Attention, following the latest storms, the coastal path is damaged. Certain trees marked with an orange cross present a risk of falling on hikers and must be felled. These can fall due to the slightest gust of wind. This door can be unlocked from the other side. This door has no handle. I'm gonna need the key.